So, welcome to episode 123. For sure, not the last episode, but yeah, last session for the year 2025. Um, I'm not sure if people would be around next Monday, so we'll take a call on that, but most probably this would be the last session of the year. And it's been a crazy year for SEOs out there, balancing on both the sides, understanding the overall search landscape as well as expectations from the clients and a lot of updates coming from the LLMs, the OpenAIs, the Geminis, and perplexities of the world. So it's been a crazy, interesting year. And here we are. Let's try to predict the trends for 2026 and let's get it started. Over to you, Malar.
Oh, absolutely. So, again, welcome back. Episode 123. Interesting way to probably end the year. And we would want to end the year on a little high with some kind of crystal ball gazing, if I can put it, and see what. One is we also want to look back and say, okay, look in the mirror and say, okay, what happened and did we really anticipate that? And then also look ahead in terms of what could probably happen in 2026. So we'll take both those stuff and see how we stand, where we go. But the most important part, what we need to unlearn, because a lot of stuff that happened this year, it was so important to unlearn some of the stuff that we were doing over the years. Some of the uh, stuff we had just piled up on, right? And that is what we have to unlearn. But at the same point of time, not forget the basics. So the basics still hold true for your SEOs, for being relevant in the new era, if I can put it, the AEO, GEO, whatever we call it. So we'll try to pick up all the stuff and see where we stand and where we go. All right. So just warming up with a easy question, and like I mentioned, 2025 was kind of a watershed moment in SEO, right? What all stuff that we saw. My question is like, did we anticipate this kind of changes could happen in SEO at start of 2025? Or did we underestimate the entire adoption of AI search?
I think so. If this was the question 2 years back, December 2023, I would say yes. But I think so. By the end of 2024, we were anticipating the updates uh, that were going to come across. And yeah, there have been updates to these LLMs, their models, and the models have become more smarter. And at the same time, like we now have sophisticated image and video generation capabilities as well, which we as SEO professionals have not yet explored up to an extent into our content creation workflows. But having said that, I am excited. At the same time, I'm looking forward to what does agentic AI search looks like in 2026, which is very much expected in the coming year, like it is the year 2026. So yeah, pretty excited for it. Looking forward to it.
No, definitely. Again, so I'll go back to your answer and specifically put it around uh, the the official SEO, if I could say, or the old SEO, if I can put it. It was all about clicks and rankings and all those stuff, right? Whatever would come on SERPs and etc. Are we replacing that notion completely and saying that okay? It's not just clicks and rankings, but also about discovery, which will become more important, and discovery not just on SERPs but across platforms where LLMs now are becoming part of customer journey.
Yeah, great question. I think so. For most queries, um, clicks and rankings becomes irrelevant in 2026. As we keep on saying, 2024 was the year where the traffic, the organic traffic or the clicks peaked like over all time high. Probably we will never see those numbers again for any industry, for any website, for any brand out there. Having said that, in 2026, for sure, SEO for sure stops being about all about clicks and rankings. But as we see that it has shifted from traffic acquisition to influence and presence. Having said that, rankings still exist, and there are SaaS tools out there. The landing pages are still ranking and receiving organic traffic. That's one particular vertical. But now going forward, the success is about being trusted, being referenced, the brand that has a recall, the overall brand search demand. And if the AI systems can identify these brands and cites and mentions into those synthetic answers, will be that will be very very crucial. Yeah, that's my take. But we have Isha with us. Isha, welcome to SEO Talk Spaces, and one of the last sessions for the year 2025. Thanks for joining in.
All right. No, fantastic. Hey, Isha, good to see you again. If I want to circle back, I don't know if you have a point of view here, but will clicks and ranking lose relevance and the focus would be more on uh, AI discovery, if I can put it?
Very, very difficult one, honestly, to answer. But yes, I mean, if I have to answer it from the diplomat SEO perspective, then I would say no, no. Still, there are impressions and clicks which people should look into. But if we have to be very brutal, honest, and start accepting the way waves are going, then I think we need to start thinking things beyond clicks as well. I mean, from past couple of months, we're clearly seeing. So it's not just about AI overview, if you ask me. It is about a lot of other things as well. Apart from AI overview, also the behavior of search, the behavior of customer, the behavior of uh, uh, the behavior pattern of most of the consumers. So that is the one thing which is changing, plus the platforms, the number of platforms which are right now available to search has also increased. So, and that is why things are becoming very 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 difficult to measure. The whole reason why even I wanted to join today is that if we really come up with something very intellectual which we can uh, talk about in 2026, like how exactly, and I also wanted to understand that how exactly people in SEO are now selling SEO, because it is becoming very difficult to sell SEO in silos. And it is becoming very difficult to educate people also, because uh, see, we also need to understand that as a business if we ourselves are entrepreneur and we know that the behavior of your customer are changing, and if we start just fooling people that saying that just come and ensure that you're investing on the search, it is wrong at our side as well. So even I wanted to understand that how exactly SEO agencies are shifting, how exactly people in SEO are thinking, way beyond SERPs, and I mean, what exactly is now part of the scope of work of SEO. So yeah.
Fantastic one, and you kind of triggered a debate, I guess, because uh, I was talking to a few marketers over the weekend, and also someone today morning, and it again boils down to, okay, if I'm going to put out my playbook around, say, even ranking on ChatGPT, but the challenge is the way ChatGPT works today, it the next model might be totally different, or the way it is working right now, and I adopt to that. But another LLM, a Claude or a Gemini or anyone for that matter, behaves totally different. The second part of that entire conversation was also, say, Google was probably not the first search engine in the world, right? It learned from mistakes of others, right? It learned from, say, if you go into the history, it there were so many different search engines, and it learned from all those search engines, decided what not to do. Are we seeing the same with Gemini, right? It is looking at OpenAI, it is looking at Claude, it is looking at all other engines and saying, okay, this is what I am not going to do. And that can probably impact the entire, I guess, industry of search is what we were talking about. So, is there a platform first approach that SEO folks should take, or we should still focus on the basics, and then for each platform figure out what is working best and then take actions? Opening up, Parth, Isha, Vijay, whoever wants to chip in. Yes.
Totally agree with you, Miller bhai. Hey guys, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so like totally agree with your words. Like let's say as example, ChatGPT. Like I've been tracking user behavior, like how model works and everything. So like 4.0 was like a training model. Then 5.1 comes up. This is like all about how like entities work. And like since I've been observing some kind of pattern, like if like so in 5.2 ChatGPT is more likely to you know working related to local businesses. So like for example, before 5.1, let's say I have tracked so many prompts in my local system. I ask, hey, give me best plumbers near me. So okay, Ahmedabad is my geolocation, and ChatGPT uh, go and scrape some top ranking websites from Bing and Google using Sub API. Everyone's know, but now from 5.2, GPT is like using local businesses in real time. I've been like doing them some deep research, and I can get to know that now like Google My Business is also something which we need to like optimize for ranking on ChatGPT. So before it used to rank websites in 5.1, but now GMB is all there. So yeah, this is how like we can say this is the core update for ChatGPT for every model. Yeah. Yes, Parvai. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Parth, Isha.
Melar, if I have to answer your question where you ask that, will I mean, I might say that we'll go with none of. I might not go with any of them. I'm actually looking for something which can come up with something in the middle way line. I mean, coming back to your question where you said that either we'll have the basics approach and then we'll take one platform at a side, or um, we'll have a holistic, or rather the other option which you talked about. I believe that maybe we have to come up with something which is in the middle of both of these. I mean, and that's why even I'm also figuring it out. If you ask me, here I'm just putting out what are my observations and what are my things, because I feel that maybe now we need to start seeing search from a different lens perspective. Maybe we need to start. That's why I was asking you that how are most of the other people in SEO trying to sell. Uh, See, it's not just about platform. It's I mean, I am, if you ask me, I am right now working more from the brand and the brand visibility perspective. And that's why I'm more inclined towards organic reach rather than platform based reach, that which are the places where you can organically be visible, be it chat gpt, be it even an article which you wrote somewhere, be it your brand presence. So it's still very early to say, but maybe I'm also looking out something which is in the middle, not uh, first, neither the last.
Obviously. But you have a thought?
Yeah, quick thought. I think so. Some of the points have already been covered by Vijay and Isha. So, uh, focus more on building your brand, investing in branding, distribution of content across multiple platforms. Where by platforms, I don't refer to the LLM platforms. I'm referring to multiple different kind of social media platforms or communities where the audience is there across the funnel, whether it's consideration stage, whether it's comparison, whether it's uh, getting user first opinions, or anything like that. It's Reddit, Quora, whatever is required. Is your brand present in those conversations going around, which are the supporting pillars of organic search and overall AI visibility and discoverability across platforms? So rather than going platform specific approach, um, getting the website and technical SEO basics in the right place, uh, obviously follow all the EEAT rules, and then the website information architecture overall, and over and above that, keep working on the brand aspect. I think so the overall branding, the sentiments, the conversations those are going on, um, is your brand part of those conversations, which is very important.
Oh, fantastic point. And again, I'll go back to some of the conversation we were having here in different forums, and we went back to looking at the basic SEO reports, right? So what were your reports to your customers over the last year and how it has changed, right? Go back to the numbers, right? So what are you talking about? Are you talking about impressions from clicks to whatever, yeah, your conversion metrics? And then look at those numbers and then figure out, okay, what is changing for them, and that will give you an insight in terms of what is changing at an industry level. Because for each industry, some of the points that you guys mentioned, right? So when you invest in the brand, it the implication is your brand search volumes from an impression to a discovery point of view, they are going to skyrocket. And from what places are those signals coming, right? Is it your digital PR? Is it your social media? Is it your other organic channels, etc.? And that's where that entire conversation also goes into how that is impacting your discovery at LLM level, right? So that is what we have kind of figured out, that okay, look at those numbers and then figure out your pattern in terms of what is changing, and that is giving us a core insight at the changes at a say the search engine levels or at the LLM levels, and figuring out the entire discovery part of it. So that is how I am looking at this point of time. rather than worrying about, okay, no, I need to optimize for AEOs or etc. I will still look at those numbers and say, okay, if I do this, if I do my digital PR, I am getting enough impressions or enough numbers to meet my goals, right? And that goals differ, right? See, your conversion, right, metric could be different based on your say interactions with the customer or your deal with the customer. So based on that, your conversion metric, go back and do that integration in terms of what would change if I change certain steps. So that is how I am looking at this point of time. uh, is that cast in stone? Maybe not, right? So 2 months or 3 months down the lane, we are again going back and looking at, okay, what is changing now, right? Or if there is a new model coming up, I will immediately look at those reports and say, okay, is there any impact coming into whatever my activities are going on? And from there on, I will take say different actions if that helps. But at a very standard level, Isha, to probably answer you, uh, what will I put or what will I change at this point of time? Again, go back to that SEO reports and say, okay, this are the few things uh, which is changing, and go back at that data point of view. So that's my submission on this point. Okay, fair thoughts, or I'll move to the next one. All right, cool. Thank you so much. Uh, this becomes interesting because what I'm trying to look at right now is uh, probably if you can define agentic SEO, and is there a term actually agentic SEO, and if that is something, because what you mentioned at the start that this is something that you are looking at, what is it? What are we looking at? Is it the content part? Is it the infra part of it, or just something totally different?
Yeah, that's a good one, and I would also love to know the thoughts from Isha and Vijay. Anirudh and Sheikh, you are also part of this conversation. Feel free to jump in on the stage. Would be more than happy to have you guys as well. So my thoughts, quick thoughts. I think so. Most of the so we used to search for a keyword, click on a blue link, did our own research, found the answer, found something useful, and we are done. This was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 2022, 2023. Now we put out a specific prompt with our specific requirements and nuances, and we get a synthetic answer. But going forward, like as humans, we are finding like ways to get our work done, get our tasks done, jobs to be done. A lot of new intents coming up. So we are going to prompt, hey, I am in this scenario, been struggling for this for like 2 years. I want to get this done. I want it in this format. I want you to do this, that, this. In this condition, take these steps. Like we will elaborate our prompts in probably multiple different sentences and probably in some paragraphs as well, in couple of paragraphs. So what will happen is, how will LLMs break those longer prompts and perform the tasks and second order second degree searches. So it will search, it will find basic details from websites, Google My Business listings and whatnot. Then it'll go ahead, because we asked for first hand reviews. It might go on Reddit, it might go on other communities where people have been posting reviews. So after doing multiple searches and multiple results, it will put together a singular response for us. So now that's one part of it, but how can a brand think about it? How does that brand go ahead and make sure that if this agentic search will happen? So brands have to think about their customers thoroughly, like audience research. What will they search? What platforms are they preferring for reviews? What platforms are they preferring for um, testimonials, for comparisons, and then what not? So everything needs to be uh, researched, and at the same time, it's not just posting blog content will suffice, would be sufficient enough, but um, more importantly, it's very much research based, that you go ahead and put out content across the whole journey, across multiple different platforms, and make sure that your brand has a say at every single place. So it would be a collaboration of multiple different functions, not just SEO team but other teams as well. um, Content, PR, branding, support, sales, and whatnot. So yeah, this is what agentic SEO means, and this is what I understand and what I anticipate in the year 2026. But would love to know the thoughts from uh, peer mates who have joined here.
Oh, fantastic. Vijay, Isha, you want to share something?
Uh, okay, so I okay. So my from if you ask me, my understanding of agentic SEO was is very different. I mean, um if you ask me, it's for me it is more like, automating your SEO process using different agents is what people are expecting as an agentic SEO. Because uh, uh, so to put it into very simple form, and that is what even right now I am visualizing things. uh, I feel, see, if you ask me, there's a revolution which is happening right now in the industry from digitalization standpoint. So there was a time when we were being moved from normal computers to smartphones. All this transaction was pretty slow. Now with the transaction which is happening in the AI world, the transaction is pretty high. Along with that, the level of technology and agentic helps which people are expecting is at a very different scale. So now even maybe you, me, and us who are right now everyday consuming ChatGPT, who are right now reading a lot of things, who are ready to adapt, are able to understand that even creating a normal chatbot, creating a normal agent for your small task in future is not going to be a very difficult job with the help of AI. So this change and the shift which is happening uh, needs a certain level of process. So there was a time when previously when our processes were created more from the documentation standpoint, the structure standpoint. Now our processes are creating and based on understanding these matrix as well. That the shift which is happening. The For every small task right now there are tools. Right now there are agents which can be taken care of. So your time is being saved. Now, if your time is being saved, then where do that time actually being utilized? So that becomes another factor, because now people are consuming content on the day in day out basis. So so if there is a real scope of uh, uh, the I mean, if we just have to put it on the terminology, then I feel like it is more of a process for any organization to understand that which are the places where they want to put up and how do they want to automate it, whether they want to automate it in the old school kind of thing, or whether they want to just have two three better tools, or they want to create their own agents to ensure that their every single work is being taken care of. That's just a terminology if you ask me for this. But it's for like I have not seen uh, the I've not basically seen this from customer standpoint, that agentic SEO is as a scope. It's not that there is anything in the scope which is going to be changed. The only thing is that if it is going to be more challenging for me to tell the client, then why am I billing too much if that job is being taken care with a small tool or a normal agent. So that's my take on that.
Okay, fantastic. Vijay? Yeah.
Yes, in my terms of agentic SEO, uh, I will say like it will depends by niche, like based on like my one year of experience, like by learning how ChatGPT works and other LLM works. I get to know that okay, industry is something where like there are two type of intent match. First one is to like just curiosity, to like let's say I'm traveling somewhere and I'm newbie, and for like do research I will like go to like some other LLMs like ChatGPT, Perplexity, because nowadays everyone is no okay, I can directly plan and create itinerary from ChatGPT. I go and ask. So this is my informational intent. Then my next intent will be the booking. So here, if I want to book any hotel or like any experiences happening on city or any event or anything, so there are two types of intent matching with my like requirement from my prompt. So like basic for like, so based on my study and everything, I got to know that okay, travel industry is something which is like uh, more related to okay, this is not based on personalization anymore. But let's say if I want to rank some SaaS business, so what was the intent for your like real user who will be searching on ChatGPT for your SaaS business, right? So like this is some okay, so from like agentic AI there are two type of possibilities. Okay, I ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to gift my wife for Christmas, and here is my budget, can you suggest some best gift for her? So just before going into like deep, we just need to understand how ChatGPT is using like some kind of qualifying technique. So here, based on my understanding, so uh, for shopping related queries, ChatGPT is not catching any like repeating search behavior. But yeah, I checked multiple account, created multiple account for validate this, and I got to that point. Okay, for like repeating behavior, ChatGPT is catching some kind of search queries related to like uh, I mean repeat searches. So yeah, so like based on my knowledge and everything, I can like 100% confidently say that travel industry and e-commerce industry will get like 100% benefit out of like optimizing on ChatGPT. And uh, so I'm just saying for ChatGPT only in terms of agentic SEO.
Fantastic. Deepak, I don't know if you are you're around, you want to add around agentic SEO, or Gagan is also there. Gagan, okay. Let's see if you have been invited.
Hi Parth, hi Malhar bhai, good evening. So I am currently contextually unaware of the topic being discussed. So I would join from next question.
No problem. We are talking about agentic SEO. All right. So just your understanding of agentic SEO, if you want to do it briefly. Okay. Next one. No problem. SEO teams optimizing for humans versus are we ready for AI agents? Because Isha mentioned about it, Part did talk about it, but as someone who optimizes, do we optimize for humans or do we optimize for another AI agent? Could pick up your whatever, you could discover your brand and help take the next steps. How do you do that? Or do you really want to do that?
Yep. I think so. We should balance it and we should be optimizing for both uh, humans and agents. Um, Having said that, the weightage of optimizing for agents will increase over next couple of years. considering listening to a bunch of podcasts recently, and like got to know that a lot of things would be automated after like 2030. But so AI helps to do a lot of mundane tasks, filter options, but still we need humans to validate content, products, everything emotionally. But the bottom line is, if agents can't understand or kind of take any actions or act on your website, like click an internal link or a CTA button, um, if it's client side rendering stuff like that, then I would say it kind of overshadows how humans would kind of fetch information, because at the end of the day humans would choose the most shortcut, like laziest behavior, considering it would just prompt. And if machines can't access your content, like that would be difficult going forward, like in the near future. But yep, what others think, I would love to know. Gagan, if you are around, like I know it's late night for you in Melbourne, but we have Isha, Vijay, Deepak, Anirudh.
I am always a supporter of optimizing only for your end customer. So I think, I mean, machines are sub byproducts. You need to understand machines from the behavioral standpoint and ensure that at least your basics are entitled with what is needed for the machine to read your website. But but if you ask me from optimization, or rather from the website standpoint, from the content and everything, the strategy, the CRO, it should be purely for your customers. I mean, I'm always the customer person.
Okay. Yes, Deepak, please.
Actually, there is a huge difference in how machines render your website, loads your website, and how humans interact with your website. So I would go with that. Yeah, recently, I have come to know that co-founder of previous former co-founder of Twitter has launched a website, and he designed it for both AI and machines and humans. So we have to go that way because there is a huge difference in how a machine interacts with your website and a human interacts with your website.
Okay, perfect. Vijay, Gagan, Anirudh, your thoughts?
Yes, hello everyone. So I think in 2026 specifically, like it's going to get to a point where intent is going to collapse to nothing. So right now, like we think of pages as if some pages for informational intent or some is for transactional intent. Like your usual stack on like e-commerce website is like a collection page, then you have a product page, and then you have a blog page. And for collection, you are trying to make it for navigational purposes where user can land and navigate to different product pages. And of course your product page is for transactional purpose and your blog page is for informational purpose, but it is going to collapse to nothing. So there will not be any intent when you are creating a page. You will not have to think of like intent of that page. And but what I mean by that is that if right now you take all of your search queries, preferably like if you're a large site, then you take all the data from BigQuery, and if you data mine all that and you turn that into like a how those queries are going to fit into a chat session with a chatbot, maybe use ChatGPT or Claude to do that. it will become clear to you that at the chat session that will take a user from starting a query with AI mode to actually doing transaction with your business, there is no need of like thinking of pages from an intent perspective. Rather, you will have to think from the conversational perspective, like how is your category page, the collection page, is making or enabling all these AI systems to present you in a better way. How is your product page is giving the pure information to AI mode or to chat GPT so that it can present you in better way. And same goes for your blog page. So I think the collection page right now that most of like Shopify sites have, they just list the product pages. There is not much content, there is not much value proposition about the category itself, there is not much why that category from you brand. So I think in 2026 what you need to do is you need to take your collection page and add a lot of information below that. Some SEOs have been doing that for like a while, where they add like a snippet or maybe like 400 words or something. But now it is going to shift to value proposition. Let's say you sell shoes and you have best shoes collection page. Over there you have shoes from Nike, Adidas, and all the different brands. Then what is the value proposition of your page? There is no navigational intent. You will have to present more information on the page, where you are saying that why you are a great retailer to buy Nike, Adidas shoes. You have more information about your brand, why people should buy, what is the experience of doing transaction with your brand. Maybe add some YouTube videos and short. So I think this is where the future is going, where your collection page need to contain more information about the value proposition that your brand offers, and your product page also need to do that. And of course your blog page will also need to be more focused on the exact value that you are offering. So even if you're writing a tofu a blog page, on that blog page you will have to embed at least like 300 to 400 words of why people should be transacting with your brand. So I think this is where things are going, where you will need more content writers, and to do these kind of like strategies where you're not thinking of pages from like a intent perspective, rather you're thinking of it just as an informational page. Everything it becomes like informational page.
Fantastic one. So again, I'll go back to yes, Anil, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that we are pretty much aligned with what Isha has mentioned earlier, that first is that we need to leverage more and more the first party data or the measurement. So we I think we need to nurture the existing audience rather than acquiring the new users or the customers that we might have on our brand or website. And second is, so when I initially started, there were three search engines in the top. So I'm saying this with the attitude or the approach that we need to have right now, because I think pretty much most of the people are unaware or not sure about the on how to take on the things that we have right now. So I think Google, Bing, or Yahoo, at that time we had three top search engines, and we used to do the Google centric SEO. Similarly, I think ChatGPT have the highest market share right now. So I feel that we need to go behind the ChatGPT or the how the RAG system or the data retrieval system ChatGPT uses to gain the information and the content synthesis process that they have or they follow. So similarly, we can create content in that manner. And I feel that content is the only asset right now that we have. So we need to work more and more with the content team to optimize this. And of course, the way Gagan has mentioned that we need to have, kind of more and more social proofs and all those things, like why we have an upper age compared to our competition, and why a user must buy from us. So all those kind of social proofs or trust signals kind of things. So combining that content plus proofs, and yeah, these two things will work moving forward. That's what I feel.
Fantastic. So again, I'll go back to some basics and say, in 2026, is patience going to play a key role while all of us figure out what might really work?
I think it is more of like you will have to set aside from the hype. That is the first step. And then you have to think of like what exactly you can do. That's why I went into like really details where I just said that you will have to stop thinking of the intent of the page, and you will have to add more content on any page that you have on your website. And then you will have to also focus on hiring more good content writers. So I think this is where things are going right now, where as SEOs we will have to do more content strategy over time. That's what I'm trying to say. Because AI, more ChatGPT, everyone is not trying to read pages where there is less content. So you will have to add more content. That is the end game right now. That whatever you, if you end up publishing like 1 million words in 2025, then you will need to plan to publish 2 million words in 2026. And for that, I think content writers are going to be valuable, and people who are going to just use AI, fully AI, they are going to get cooked over time. But people who will go with like a mixed approach, they will win.
Okay, fantastic. Yes, Deepak?
I was asking a question from Gagan. You said we will have to hire more content writers. So how do you manage content generation right now? Is it 100% AI? Is it 100% human or mix?
Right now it's mixed. So your goal should be to get to a point where you have like every page have 70% human and 30% AI. That is where you can start. Like what I mean by that is like you can use AI to plan like what the heading or the what the title should be, or even the paragraph content. But you should aim that at least like 30% of the content is just AI, and beyond that it's not good. I think some people are trying to do like 50-50, but that depends upon like case by case. So any, if you're talking about any general business, you should try to do like 70-30 split, 70% human, 30% AI. But if in case like you have some really unique data internally that no one has, let's say you are a service provider, and over your business of like 10 years you have done like 10,000 sales meetings with different people, where you have tried to sell your law or accounting services, and you have recordings and transcripts of all those um, meetings, and you can data mine all that information and create content out of that. That content is going to be unique compared to anything else. Like for example, like we are talking here, if I record this and do data mining on it, on top of it, then the content that is going to come out of it is going to be very unique compared to just asking like ChatGPT. So this is like to approach. If you don't have any sort of like internal unique data set or any sort of like information, then go with a 70-30 approach, 70 human, 30 AI. But if you have some internal data sitting with you, like maybe some information or anything like that, then use that to sort of like do data mining of it and create pages out of that. And this is good example is lawyers sit on like a lot of cases. And for example, like I don't know how many cases like judgments are getting passed every day, but there is a lot of like PDFs which get rolled out with like each judgment. Like if for example in India, maybe like 1,000 judgments are coming out every day, and each PDF has like maybe 10 pages. So that is like 10,000 pages of content which is coming out of the courts in terms of the judgment. So you as a publisher, you can just data mine all that and create pages out of that. That is going to be unique information because the court is writing something which is really really unique.
Fantastic, fantastic. Parth? Any thought? Yeah, Deepak, you have any follow up?
Yeah. So, do we have any experimental data that if we go, you know, 100% AI content that does not deliver desired results, or if we go 100% human or 70% human, then we can achieve the desired results.
Right now there is no like any sort of like study which can clearly say that this is the desired sort of like split and you can get good outcomes out of that, but you have to just test it out. But this split is working fairly well, but I can't say for sure that this can work for any site, you know. So the best approach for you is to just test it out.
Great.
All right. Anirudh, you had something. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a follow-up question for Gagan. Gagan, how do you manage the content creation process? As you mentioned that it should be 70% human and 30% AI. So actually, one of my team member uses AI only, and you can't really figure out whether it is, generated with AI or it is written completely, with the human expertise that we have.
I think if your team member is using all AI content, then there is pretty much not anything that you will have to like do the training of them and tell them to not use AI. It's not like a process I can share you SOP or a process which will make your team member to not use AI. But if your team member is like, let's say I categorize them as a junior, middle, and senior. So junior people, if they are using all AI, then you will have to tell them that if you're generating 800 words using ChatGPT, then on top of that, you will have to add 70% more, which means that if you are generating an article which is 800 words, then you tell your team members to add 800 or more words from their side to that article. So the overall that article will come to a point where it's going to be like 30% AI and 70% human. Because I have seen that if you in your editorial process you allow AI, people are going over it. But you can also tell them that it's fine if you generate the whole article using AI, but on top of that you will at least have to add as many words as you generated using AI. So if you use ChatGPT to generate 800 words, then you are required to add 800 words from yourself to that page.
Tough in the current situation, I guess, because yeah, I know content is much commoditized. What I guess is even if you can think at a level zero from your own mind, that is a win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if your team is not writing even if you're telling your team to write here by themselves and still they are not writing, then it's like maybe you need to find like better content writers. Maybe you will have to fire them, you know. That is a eventual end case, you know.
Yeah.
It's other way around. Like agency owners and company owners are forcing people to write content more and more with AI.
Mhm.
So it's not possible for content writers to write things on their own on that scale.
Yeah, I think what is happening right now is that most brands don't know what their exact like writing persona is. So most brands, like whenever they hire a agency or someone like that, they just tell them that, oh, write content for us. But the brands don't even know like what their writing style should be, and things like that. So if you're a SEO, you're getting a new client, I think it's better that you data mine their whole website to figure out what their writing style is. So this is what exactly I do. Firstly, I try to confirm with them if they have already used AI. if they 100% give me assurance that they have not used any AI content on the site, that means that all the content were written by their team, 500 pages on the website. You use a crawler to download all the content, and then you use like Google AI Studio or maybe Gemini API to data mine all that content and build it into a writing style format guide, where you have extracted all the information from the website and turned it into like a guide structure which will be unique to the brand. So you have a overall writing structure for the website, and whenever you are writing content using AI, you can use that guide to again iterate on the AI content. So for example, you have the guide with you right now, you use ChatGPT to generate 800 words. You took those 800 words, you went to a large context model like Google AI, in Google AI Studio, you turned on Gemini 3 with large context window, and you add all that 800 words, plus you attach the writing style guide and asked it to adjust those 800 words per the style which is defined in the writing guide, and then it is going to rephrase or adjust the content per the whatever content is already there on the website. So you will get to a better point compared to just using ChatGPT for the content generation. I think this is a clearly like actionable thing that anyone can do right now, and the whole stack is free to some extent. Like Google AI Studio, Gemini 3 is free.
Fantastic. And that's the playbook for success. So, final thoughts for 2026. Only one prediction. What would that be?
I think AI SEO is not going to become a big thing.
Good one.
Yeah, and over time, what will happen is like people will just brands will just realize that it is they just have to focus on SEO, and they will have to hire more content writers.
The most happiest person from that answer would be Isha.
Yeah, and also like I think that we will get some data in for AI mode and AI overviews in Search Console, but that will be the query grouping. We will not get the exact prompts. So Google launched this feature where in Search Console they are showing like queries by group right now. That is just for the search results, but I think that they launched that feature to prepare us for AI overviews and AI mode data, where we will not be getting like exact prompts, rather those prompts will be just grouped into some queries.
Perfect.
And at the same time, I also think that we will not get exact impressions and the click-through rate for from AI mode and AI overviews. Rather, it is just going to be page level, where it will show you the URL and say that this URL in last week got 100 impressions and 5 clicks. We are not going to tell you like what answer, what prompt it got from.
Okay. One more. Parth. Yeah. Parth, Vijay, Isha, Deepak, Anirudh.
quick quick one line thought from me, from 2026 and going forward. I think so SEO becomes more of an execution discipline and not an optimization, like search engine optimization thing. And I think so the professionals would be optimizing or would be working on building those execution discipline with regards to discoverability and visibility. We'll have to build systems uh, rather than chasing these signals. Now we are chasing updates on these LLMs, but I think so it's a rat race, and a competitive world across OpenAIs and Geminis of the world. Yeah, these were my thoughts, but yeah, looking forward to other thoughts, the people who have joined here.
Yeah. So
Yes.
my prediction for 2026 will be like there will be a high, demand for Bing SEO, because it's like people are more started using Bing as a default search engine. Like based in USA, UK, I've been like checking some data since last 6 months of data. So yeah, like my prediction will be there will be a high demand for SEO for Bing.
Perfect.
Okay, so my side, I would say that we were discussing about the scope of work of SEO. Um, uh, it will actually go the other way around. I feel that now all the branding agencies will have SEO as one of their scope of work, as part of their brand uh, positioning and brand activities for most of their clients. So SEO is going to be integral part of now branding. Apart from that, I believe in 2026 the matrix in the way which we measure SEO and operationally the way we operate SEO is going to be a very game changer.
Okay, perfect. Deepak?
Yeah, and I would say that I I would reiterate what Isha said, that metrics are going to change, and I hope that major LLMs come up with their own some sort of analytics tool, rather than depending on some third party AI presence checker or whatever with ready made prompts. So I hope OpenAI comes up with some sort of playbook how to get on ChatGPT and other platforms in 2026.
Perfect. Anirudh, last one. Saving the best for the last.
I think we need to think like a content marketer more rather than an optimizer. Also, I would beg to differ a little from the opinion that Vijay have. So being SEO, I don't think so would be a big thing. Otherwise, Comet would also have been successful. And even, experts like Amit Tiwari has also mentioned and discussed about this thing. So I think at the end, game will go on to content. So I feel more and more the content that we have and we are satisfying the intent, that's the only thing we have in our control right now. So I think content would be, the focus or the area that we need to work in 2026.
All right, fantastic. We won't debate any of those, but definitely we'll take it with our own grain of salt. Right. But thank you all so much for being lovely participants in throughout the year. Some of you have been here across all our major episodes. Thank you so much for being uh, lovely guests, being okay to share your thoughts. And
Last question, Malai bhai.
yes, Deepak,
Is it the last episode of 2025?
2025, yes.
Oh, sad.
2025, we'll come back in 2 weeks. No worries. All right.
2026 में तो दुनिया खत्म है भाई.
नहीं, जब तक रहेगी तब तक एसीओ टॉक चालू रहेगा.
So thank you guys.
Thank you. Definitely lovely to have you guys. Have a wonderful rest.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone.
Have a lovely Christmas holidays and